Hi, this is a story about the change of heart. Dave was working at Macdonalds for 5 years and was a loyal, trusted worker. He even won the Employee of the Month award. He started to work at Macdonalds because it offers stability as it is one of the largest franchises in the world. There are more than 32,000 McDonald's restaurants serving 117 countries. However, when COVID-19 struck, he was forced to accept a pay cut. This gave him the desire to commit fraud at McDonald's. At the start of his shift, he tried to steal cash from the POS system. However, there was access control put in place as there was a passcode implemented on the POS system. The CCTV also detects Dave when he was committing fraud. Without this control, Dave may have committed employee theft as there may be a shortage of cash. During his shift, Dave then attempted to steal stocks from the warehouse in McDonald's as he was the storeman, but failed due to segregation of custodial and recording functions. He was unable to record the stocks to hide his errors as he was only responsible for managing and overseeing inventory, but not the record keeper. During his break when he was at the touchscreen kiosk terminal, Dave wanted to change the price of the McSpicy meal he was ordering. However, due to proper authorization of controls, an authorization key and code was implemented. This code will not be visible to customers or employees, which creates a more foolproof cash and credit card system. Without this control, Dave will be able to commit acts such as lifting money or avoiding an already recorded transaction. And at the end of his shift, through Audit Log Trail, it will uncover fraud by tracking the validity of accounting entries, as Dave secretly altered the accounting records previously. Additionally, the Audit Trail gives the timestamp proof of the history of transactions to detect anomalies. Eventually, Dave was fired for his wrongdoings. After a few days, the manager wanted to evaluate the security and effectiveness of the internal controls.
Access control in the form of passcode helps mitigate the risk of cash theft from the POS system. Only cashiers are granted access to the passcode to access the system. And in the story, Dave, the inventory custodian, does not have the passcode to unlock the POS system. Thus, this control is effective as it mitigates the risk of cash being stolen due to unauthorized access, and is efficient as it can be easily implemented. Segregating the duties of inventory custodian and inventory record keeper helps prevent theft and fraud relating to inventory. This is to make sure that the custodian will not be able to steal the goods list and later on record the stolen goods as a sale. Dave, the inventory custodian, tried to steal some of the goods but he was unable to edit the inventory records as the job is carried out by a different person. And in conclusion, these controls are effective in reducing the risk of inventory theft, but they are also efficient as only proper planning is needed to segregate those duties. Authorization control ensures that only the store manager and IT department have the authority and access to edit things in the terminal. Therefore, Dave, the inventory custodian, was not able to edit the price of the meal. Thus, authorization control is effective as it is a valuable security technique to regulate who has permission for various tasks, and is also efficient as it can be easily implemented with low cost. Audit Trail can help detect areas of non-compliance information for audit investigations in McDonald's. Blockchain technology such as VChain is used in Audit Trail processes as it verifies if reported transactions actually took place. And the control is effective as it includes the date, time and user information of the transaction, and is efficient as the information collected creates an audit trail for McDonald's.
The supervisor then confronted the manager that there are some improvements to be made to the internal controls. Firstly is implementing two-factor authentication, also known as 2FA, to access control. This strengthens access security by requiring two ways to confirm your identity. The two factors could be something you know like a password and something you are, such as using fingerprint or facial recognition. 2FA is beneficial as firstly, even if they've managed to guess the password, the authorized employee will receive a notification on their phone and have to approve access with their fingerprint. Secondly, it is fast and easy. Lastly, enabling 2FA can help decrease the risk of password compromise and will help to achieve the objective of internal control, which is to safeguard assets.
Cloud computing is another improvement that can be made. It is a tool where data is stored on the internet rather than on-site equipment such as computers or servers. It is easier for business to analyze sales, manage costs, and make data-driven decisions. With cloud computing, it is able to update menu items, pricing, and inventory orders automatically. All information can be entered into the cloud and accessed only by an authorized person. Being able to access all of the restaurant data and system in the cloud gives greater control over the business. It is also more secure as cloud computing provides data backup, disaster recovery, and preventive controls that makes it harder for unauthorized users to access cloud data.
Overall, I learned that a key standard of internal control is to allow responsibility to precise employees.
I learned that internal control is important to minimize risk in the business.
Through this, we not only learn how to apply internal controls in general, but how to apply it to a company such as McDonald's.
In conclusion, we learned that McDonald's will have good internal controls in place, but implementing technology will further strengthen, prevent, and detect fraud by employees.